Of Shakespeare. Did anybody know this? At the Royal Shakespeare Company last year, they did an all-black production of Julius Caesar. So I decided tonight that I'd do a few speeches from Nelson Mandela's favourite Shakespeare plays. Can you hear me? Okay. Do I need this? Okay. So the first play was Julius Caesar. Is that okay? Is this on? Thanks, folks. Friends, Roman countrymen, lend me thy ears. That's the one. And the first line of Julius Caesar is, "Get you home, you idle creatures. What, is this a holiday?" Well, it certainly wasn't a holiday for Nelson Mandela in prison to give up what he believed, you know, apartheid, the changes that he could do by getting on the bus with the rebels. And the pieces that I've picked was, if you're sitting in a prison, there's probably things that you dream of. And Shakespeare, he kept a copy. If you watch the film that's been on recently, now somebody can see a copy of William Shakespeare's complete works of Shakespeare next to his bed in the cell, if you look very carefully. And it goes like this. Oberon says to Puck, "I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where ox lips and the nodding violet grows, quite over canopy with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses and with eglantine there. There sleeps Titania sometime in the night, lulling these flowers with dances and delight, and with the juice of this. I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it, Puck." Oh, achoo. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on, affected with some care, that she may prove more fond on him than she upon her love. And meet me, Puck, ere the first cock crow.
"Fear not, my lord, your servant shall do so."
And off he runs. And the second piece that I picked is, while you're sitting there in this cell with not a lot to do, you think about forgiveness, you think about sadness, you think about the ones you love. I mean, Nelson Mandela never saw his daughter until she comes to the prison 25 years in. And so this is from Richard II, and it's a piece that Bushy, Bagot and Green talk about the death of the Queen. It's only a minute long. And he says, "Each substance of a grief have 20 shadows, which shows thy grief itself, but is not so. For sorrow's eye, glazed with blinding tears, divides one thing into many objects like perspectives, which rightly gazed upon show nothing but confusion. Idle eye distinguished forms, so your sweet majesty. Looking awry upon your Lord's departure, weep not, for more is not seen. For 'tis with full sorrow's eye weeps things imaginary. Full sorrow's eye weeps things imaginary." And the last piece that I've picked, again about conflict, is from Romeo and Juliet. Because there's the Capulets, yes, and the Montagues. GCSE, very good. And it starts off with Africa, as we know, with the apartheid. Eventually, thank goodness, you know, I've got a mixed race daughter, Lara, from the Caribbean. Thank goodness, over time, things have changed. And we're still fighting for change. Yeah, Martin Luther King was not wrong. It's taken a long time for that poem to come true, but it is slowly coming true. "Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene, from ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows do with their death bury the parent strife, the which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. And Nelson Mandela was about love. Do we not agree, everyone? And so I'm going to end today with the speech of love from William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. And Romeo sees Juliet on the balcony. But soft. But soft. What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon who is already sick and pale with grief of that her maid are far more fair than she. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? I will answer. I am too bold. It is not to me she speaks. To the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business to entreat her eyes, to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame the stars as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes would fill the airy region stream so bright the birds would sing by Abington Park's cafe and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that same hand, that I might touch that cheek. Bless you all. Have a lovely evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tony.
Thank you so much.